compared to the 0 for Mint, so it's we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, it looks like Beef is there we go. Beef's good for something.
Nice. Investigator Beef is on the case, man.
Doesn't have the stats, but he's got the investigation tools.
Wow, Ricky, that was rude. That was really rude.
I totally forgot he's in Skype with us. No. Of course not. I knew he was there. Anyways, so yeah, he'll give us a report on that series over there and how that one's going. But back to this one. Nullstone versus Reason. Here we are, the third pick now coming out for Nullstone. The initial bans, by the way, it was Behemoth, Parasite, Dr. Pulsar, Oogie. So, you know, deja vu in a sense coming out right here. But look at Reason. Once again, they go Ro4. This time they get it with their Dampier counterpart. And, hey, throw a Warbeast in there for good measure as well. So, safe to say they're comfortable. However, Nullstone pretty comfortable as well. Magnus, Bubbles, and Glacius. Very aggressive makeup on their own part.
Yeah, definitely. And I think game 2, like that, honestly, it was just such a blip for Reason. Like everything just seemed to go wrong. They were very passive when they should have been aggressive on the heroes they had. A couple of the team decisions were off. It seems they didn't have the greatest synergy in terms of team coordination and communication. And as a result, or you know, how they're going to try and resolve this is by picking signature heroes and sort of heroes they feel comfortable with. They've got Dampier, most likely for Imboy. Ro4 obviously was in game 2, but still very signature and Imboy. Warbeast here as well. And I think that Warbeast will play a key factor, as well as the Dampier, to sort of control Congo. And I mean, a lot of teams and a lot of players are really emphasising the importance of controlling Congo and its implications that it can offer. And having heroes that are good at killing Congo and killing them early, obviously Warbeast and Dampier is only going to help with that. Whereas Nullstone, obviously, they want to get aggressive, they want to get dominate some early game pressure, so it will stop Reason from actually controlling that Congo. Because obviously, if Nullstone are up by say 15 minutes by 5,000 gold, then there's no way Reason can really go safely into that Congo pit and take it, for example. And that's really the reasoning why they've picked up this early game aggression here.
Well, we got a couple more bans still to go on Reason's side. They're using a lot of extra time here. You see, Silhouette's going to eventually come out with the Cthulhu first one. As far as the second-tier bans go, Kraken and Jeriziah so far from Nullstone. There's Pharaoh ban, so now it comes to show you how things have come a long way. Pharaoh's been an important hero this series. He's actually 2-0 in this series, so that's going to be banned out by Nullstone. They don't want to give it up to Reason Gaming, nor run it themselves. Of course, they do already have the bubbles here, so as far as a good suicide option goes. So we'll see where Reason Gaming ends off as far as their final ban. Again, something like Tundra, but that goes back to, do they really have a Tundra player? It doesn't seem like anything really stands out as far as that's concerned, so Reason not overly concerned.
Yeah. And I think putting Tundra on this kind of lineup is a little bit almost greedy or all-in. I mean, they've got Glacius, Bubbles, Magnus, a lot of early game aggression. Putting Tundra on that as well, like they would be lacking late game. But Solstice picks up here. Sort of counter that, and Tempest picked up here from Reason Gaming actually, and I mean they've got Tempest and Warbeast, quite greedy as well as an Ro4 support actually, and with the almost aggression from Nullstone, it might be a little bit too greedy, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, Nullstone are running a jungler, so there's only so much aggression they can really dish out, particularly in the early laning phases, which is probably the reason why they picked up Tempest themselves. I guess Reason want to sort of control from the get-go in terms of map control with tower pushes and going back to that Congo, you know, having that a good teamfight potential from Tempest as well is always going to be useful. So
yeah. So the final pick coming out for Nullstone Gaming. They got plenty of extra time left to decide what they want it to be here. Again, with that Solstice follow-up to the Glacius, Bubbles, and Magnus. A lot of AoE synergy, most certainly. It seems to be a theme here. Right now they're thinking about that short hero to finish things off, like a Forsaken Archer, I'm sure, is on their mind.
Oh man, that hero is so trash. Don't ever pick that hero.
One of the 9 heroes that has not been played yet.
It's because that hero is literally like a worse version of Moon Queen. Like that hero is so bad. I'm really not a big fan of it.
So good at the same time. Oh yeah, pretty bad. Probably not going to be Forsaken Archer.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're looking for a hero that is somewhat self-sufficient, while maybe you have Bubbles and Magnus, and even some Solstice sort of setting up
here
ganks.
Looks like Beef is back.
All right.
Beef, are you here? You got an update for us on that other series?
Yeah, man, I'm here. Yeah, I went and took a look. They were paused at 74 minutes in. There was a total of 21,000 gold saved up on the Legion and 15,000 on the other side. And, yeah, you got 6 slotted cores on both sides there. Dr. Repulsor's got a Doombringer in hand.
Oh
and,
my god.
It's looking like a disaster all around, man. It's
Just chaos.
It could go either way. Like, it could go either way. I don't even know.
Even with
Hazu was 1-10, though, so...
Yeah, I
Feeder.
saw that, yeah.
On a Mage Bane, like, how is that even possible?
He's 1-9-10, yeah. Not 1-10, but close.
Yeah, but I can't do math.
1-9-10, yeah, that's okay. So that's interesting though. So Doombringer and Doctor, huh? And do the buybacks look like? I assume maybe Mint was low on buybacks, or did you happen to notice that by chance?
I didn't actually look. I'm gonna go look
Oh
again.
Come
my
on.
God, Thief. Come on, man.
Guys, please. I'm just here to do sales, okay? I don't have to turn my brain on. I just have to say that's First Blood. Here you go.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, all right. So we'll have another update on that. It sounds like, but yeah, no, that one still is going on, as you pointed out. It's still even paused there at this point. So, anyways, as far as this draft finishing up, it was the Malakin. So once again, going to go the Malakin route with then the Chipper final pickup.
I like the Chipper pickup in particular. Like I said there was a little bit of lacking a little bit of early game aggression and some burst potential, particularly with the Wall Beast and Timbers pickup. But now with Chipper and Dampier, I think all areas are sort of somewhat covered here for a reason. They are maybe lacking a little bit of catch potential, but with Dampier with Portal Key as well as maybe Timbers with Portal Key, they should be fine.
Yeah.
Going into the mid to late game, if Nullstone try and make up some kind of sneaky split push or anything like that, and Nullstone go with something that worked in game 2. Again, I think Malakin's a great hero. I don't know if this is maybe the fit for him. Like, I really like him being involved in early team fights, which I guess it could definitely be actually coming up here. I think Nullstone realised actually the importance that Kongor played in game 2, and I think they want to make sure that Reason do not have an easy time getting it in this game here as well. And I guess Malakin is one of those carry heroes that is able to fight early and team fight with not too many issues, and I guess Malafin fits that as long with Solstice as well. So I like the draft from both teams actually. I guess it's going to come down to play.
Indeed. So going to start things off with a pause though. Want to make sure both teams are ready to go. Looks like Embry going to do a restart here before things are going to resume on at least. So again, we keep stressing. Obviously as usual, there's the prize pool on the line here, but. Really, with this being the final cycle and positioning is what matters the most, in the end, you can safely say, going into the playoffs. And both of these teams, once again, if they actually win out this cycle, if they manage to win the cycle, they could possibly jump to third place, pending how BMG finishes, who are currently in the losers bracket first round matched up against Willowkeeper, which will be played tomorrow. So it's very possible they could be knocked out very early, which is definitely good for both of these teams here. And so that's something to keep in mind for these guys once again. So that's, again, it goes back to what's on the line. Nullstone has also never been to the winner bracket finals, unlike recent gaming. So that's another thing that Nullstone's really trying to make happen here. And hey, if they do so very deservingly, again, they had to 2-0 Willowkeeper in the first round to even get to this point. So this has been a very, very intriguing bottom portion of the top bracket. I could show you guys on screen once again about what I'm talking about here. But yeah, we had Reason versus BMG, and then Willowkeeper versus Nullstone. That's a quality bracket right there coming at you. And Mint obviously up there showing that they could even compete against without Robust is the craziest thing to me. I mean, nothing against that team, obviously. Great players, sure, and everything, but Robust seems like the standout player. And but hey, Zibe joining their ranks, and overall just quality players clearly. They don't need Probust necessarily as far as to compete there.
Like this, this Diamond division at the moment is just so.
What's up?
So Beef, I think Beef's here.
Is Beef back?
Sorry, I got to mute my back again. This game's insane.
We're missing an insane game apparently, but it's okay because Beef is there.
Okay, it's over now.
Okay, it's actually over. Okay. So what happened?
Sync had Mega Creeps, and then there was a crazy fight at Kongor, and then there was a 5-man Riftwalker ultimate. And then Sync won the game.
It's a lot of flashiness, but in the end, Sync came through.
Yeah.
Finish it. Okay. So Sync, that means they do take the series 2-0 over Mint, but clearly in entertaining fashion. And I believe that was being casted by Lash over there on Twitch.tv. So for those that did happen to check that out, I'm sure you know what he's talking about. Shout out to Lash and the other community casters in general that help out every now and then, and casting the other matches we are unable to do so. Because we can only be in one place at once. Again, we're still trying to figure out that technology.
If only we could cast every game.
Beef making us lag. That's spectator lag. Yeah, we try to refrain from reconnecting too many times. Apparently there's a slight hiccup.
It's fun, but beef is worth it, man. Beef's
worth it. And hey, they're running around in the jungle. The game hasn't even started yet, so I think it's fine. I think it's fine in the end. Anyways, into the lanes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so just going back to something that I was going to say before Beef came back, is that I think this Diamond Division right now is just incredibly competitive and completely close. Like you could say maybe the bottom 4 teams could even win a cycle, and that's what it seems so ridiculous, man. Like particularly with the change and obviously only 8 teams Diamond Division, man. It's just so hotly and highly competitive and close in every single match. It's crazy.
Yeah. It's definitely been an entertaining one, and I'm sure it will finish that way here in what is now once again game number 3 between Nullstone Gaming and Reason Gaming. So the lanes, again, Malik and Galatius end up mid here against Chipper. Very interesting there. To start things off, of course, Magnus in the short lane, and then Bubbles Suicide, nothing surprising, sure, but yeah, well, what do you think of this take and their decision to...
I think with them running a dual mid, it allows them to almost potentially win every single lane. Obviously, if Magnus was mid, he would have a really hard time against Chipper because obviously the range versus melee matchup. But not only that, with them running this Glacius mid, it should lock down the Chipper's farm to an extent. And it gives them, like I said, the ability to sort of win all 3 lines. I think that makes the most amount of sense. And with them running a dual mid, I don't think they're too worried about any kind of rotations from Reason either, because they are running a Warbeast and a Tempest, so there won't be any kind of rotation. So they can run these sort of greedy lineups without getting punished by any support rotations from Reason. And yeah, I like it. I think it makes the most amount of sense.
All right, so yeah, both teams having that jungler, and Solstice. This is honestly my favorite Solstice skin of all of them, the Jekyll and Hyde in a sense of you got the big badass, but at nighttime he's more of the stalker kind of dude there. But the haste turret going to be picked up by Solstice, by the way. He's going middle. This could be a kill attempt on a Chipper.
Yeah,
could be a bloodlust kill. This is probably a dead Chipper. There's a stun. Here comes Malik with the sword through the freeze on top. Couple of auto attacks. Oh, Malikin's in trouble, though! Malikin will fall, but they did get the kill first at least. But hey, at least Embry came out with something in the end.
I think Solstice manned down a little bit. Like, he stunned in and then ran away.
Yeah.
Like, I think if you put in a couple of auto attacks, it should be fun. Obviously, I think what you got was scared of that happening to him. Obviously, what happened to Malikin, but at the end of the day, like, I think he somewhat should have took one for the team. But the battle cry helping the Chipper with those extra damage with the right clicks as well. And yeah, I think Embry will definitely be happy with that. Like, his GPM is like 190, but now it's 260 because of that kill. So good trade for Reason, and maybe a slight misplay from Nelson Gaming there.
Yeah. Not often a bloodlust kill is a good, or not really the best thing, but it kind of was there exactly because of how it ended. And I think you're right. Yeah, a little bit of a man down perhaps from what you got. Maybe they're talking it over after that. But in the end, what's done is done, and life surely does move on. So Magnus, he's having a very good time at the bottom line in the meantime. 355 gold per minute. You see, look at the creep farm, 20-4 against a Warbeast who's 10-0 currently. Going to do his best using those Hellhounds and going to be annoying as usual. But look at Magnus. He's going to tank the creep wave himself and not let it get too out of hand. At least that's the idea here.
Yeah, I mean, it's to be expected that Magnus just destroys any 1v1 melee lanes, to be fair. So.
Just look at that, yeah, with the Volcanic Touch. And he's playing it very well, too. Again, that's how you play against the Warbeast in this case. It's like he's taking the creep wave. Sure, it's a little bit scary, but Warbeast, what is Warbeast going to do?
Exactly. Like, yeah, Warbeast doesn't have any really laning presence, really. Like, so yeah, he should be fine. And again, I'm just going back to the supports. They won't be able to make any rotations because they're running a Warbeast Tempest. So like, there is no rotations. These lanes will be incredibly static. And I think I like what Nelstons have done. Like, they've run these sort of greedy lanes because there won't be any rotations. So they won't be punished as hard as they could have been in a lot of other normal matchups, for example.
Regen rune spawns bottom. Glacius was there, but he leaves it. Obviously not the most powerful rune for him to take at that point. Magma stuns onto Warbeast at the bottom lane. He's going to do some good damage with that Volcanic Touch. Oh, man. Warbeast is lucky there wasn't a second creep that was low. That could have very likely been a kill if there was, but there was only the one. He killed it. Not enough damage, though.
Ooh,
and now Magnus in a little bit of trouble. Chipper's looking to cut him off the rockets. One will hit. You see he's going to go down the path. Very good decision by Fuzzy Sloth.
That was really clever.
As far as the positioning goes, yeah, he had a great idea of where he wanted to go. And again, it's one thing to see it as a spectator because we got the God vision, but knowing that he had very limited vision there was able to do that. Impressive play.
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously
Is he he wants this kill, man. He wants this kill all the way on the last second. The timing. And now he's diving a little bit too far. So impressive play leads into a little bit of aggressive over-the-top play. And I don't know what he's thinking. I guess he really doesn't have many options, but he's just going to distract him as long as possible. Yeah, that's what he's doing. It's something. Hellhounds are going to try to get in front. He dodges another rocket. I know, this is awkward, man. There's 3 heroes chasing this Magnus. There's 3 heroes. He's still alive. Is he actually gonna get stunned, Mana? No, he's not. Yeah, there we go. Finally gets killed. So yeah, I mean they get the kill, but it took them an hour. Not really, but still.
Yeah, no, it's just good play from Fuzzyslov, but like originally I think he just got overextended eventually and tried to sum up. Oh, look at that stats, my beef.
Dang.
Stats.
Quincy like there. Humility Malakan, getting that bloodlust. There you go, on sale, flash sale, go get it! 20% off gold coins for the next 30 minutes. Check it out. That's pretty good skin too. Goes, his body breaks apart when it goes pause.
Yeah, it pulls apart, pulls over.
It is a really cool skin. Anyways, yeah, too much dive indeed from Magnus. So it's you know it's almost like the reverse caster's curse. It's like we just finished praising him and all of a sudden it gets a little derpy there, but it was also good timing by Nymphora. I mean, if Nymphora healed and hit, obviously, that was a kill on a Warby, so well played by... And that also goes back to what you brought up in the first game, I think it was, with his build. He actually did get level 2 Volatile Pod initially, maxing that out first even. Giving a little bit extra oomph to him as far as that heal goes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's something that should be noted. Like, normally the mana, if he's going to be useful, it's going to be useful in the laning phase. But if he does go that, then his skill potential is really, really lacking. And I think that's the biggest thing. Like when you hear players talk about how Nymphora has a very, very weak laning stage, it's because he goes this mana and you know he maxes the mana pod, and that's why his Q and E are so weak. But if he maxes the Q and E, then his laning presence actually isn't too bad, honestly. So.
Magnus continue to farm, though, despite that moment at the bottom lane. 360 gold per minute. Again, this is getting to be a pretty farmed Magnus. He's going to have... Well, he has steam boots. He get the bottle, so a lot of build-up, really, till eventually... I'm sure the portal key is going to be next in line, though. Dampier, Imbo Boy, again, he's farming very well. 390 gold per minute. He's finally going to finish that light brand, so again, sitting on the red boots. That's what we tend to see. How's the jungle looking? Well, they do have a Warby, so... Or Tempest, excuse me, yeah.
Tempest, so. Yeah, which is the one issue. You can't really clear stacks out as fast, and I wonder he's probably going to try and look for ganks instead. But again, like, I do understand what you're talking about. It doesn't have the greatest synergy if they run a jungler, honestly. But I think in terms of why they picked up the jungler is because they wanted something that can really control the Kongol pit very, very well. And Tempest is one of the best, honestly.
Yeah.
Obviously with the element of void, so. Makes sense. And he's still getting decent farm, even if it's just from the lane itself. And I mean, and Tempest isn't going to be taking all of the jungle. He's mostly going to be taking the sort of the triangle, the yellow, the medium, and the hard camp over there. And Dampier's going to at least be able to farm something in the jungle if he can't find it all.
Or if he could steal these triple stack ancients, but there is a warded site there, and yeah, that would be very risky.
That's well risky, yeah.
Not going to be happening here. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, Magnus, he's got a better angle this time. Uh-oh. Eruption's going to be channeled? No, he decides not to. He did have Solstice coming over, but Warby's probably would have been too far away, and he does have ulti farm as well, so yeah, not worth it to him. So Solstice is going to try to hang around. Now, it is nighttime, keeping in mind, so that does change things up a little bit as far as that Lunar Judgment goes. Has that fear effect now, but he doesn't have the stun on his charge as a result of that. He's going to use it right here on a Warby. He's going for the solo kill. Nope, never mind, make that a dual kill as Glacius cuts him off, and down goes Zane. So what you got makes it work right there. Yeah, doing a good job of waiting for the right time to collapse on a Warbeast who thought he was fine, and clearly he wasn't.
Yeah, and again, I mentioned it a little bit about when I see, Slap playing Legionnaire, or I think it was near playing Legionnaire the last time. It's like these junglers are getting active. They're looking for kills, and they're finding them. And not only does it reduce the farm of obviously the person you kill and increase the one you get as well, but it just has a mental sort of side of things as well. Like this Tempest is literally AFK farm the jungle, and I mean he's got great farm. Like what is it, 380 GPM, which is actually absurd to be fair for an AFK farming Tempest. But still, it doesn't have the same impact as someone getting active. It looks like he's going to try and actually contest his Ancients, actually, but here comes Magnus.
This, I mean, you can tell they really want to try to get in here. Dampier's coming in. They clean out the rest of them. Can he actually steal them? Yeah, he gets a couple of them at least, but at what cost right here? Kefka comes out. Tempest going to fall right off the bat. The Rocket Barrage absorbed by a couple of different heroes. Magnus, he's getting low on life. Highs in the steam out, though. Dampier can't do too much about that. He's out now. He will bite him to death, but in the end, he goes down at the last second. Chipper throws out the chainsaws, a very late chainsaws. I wonder if he just hit level 6. Anyways, it comes out, but he does fall. Down goes Ro4. Got the kill at least on a Malakin just before. So a little bit of benefit there for Reason at the end, but Nullstone Gaming got to be pretty excited with the way that one finished. However, Warbeast is pushing bottom tower now in the meantime. So I don't know, especially with that Malakin kill at the end, that kind of changes things a little bit.
I mean, it was still a 2 for 4 though, which I think definitely comes out in favour of Nullstone. And although they might even lose the bot tower, I think it's going to be in favour of Nullstone in the end. And yeah, I mean, I think Reason just got a little bit too greedy, honestly, and like, this could come back to obviously Dempy wants to farm those ages because he doesn't have a jungle to farm himself. But they didn't have Warbeast with them, so it's a 4v5 at the end. And also, Nullstone have probably the better early game acted aggression kind of heroes, like the Bubbles, the Magnus offer just so much more than a Tempest at this early stages of the levels. But he does have an Astrolabe, I guess. But did he have that before? I'm not 100% sure, to be fair.
I think he did, but no, I don't know. I shouldn't say that because I want to see. I'm not sure. So.
Yeah. But either way, like the Magnus and Bubbles are offering a little bit more than this Tempest as of yet, anyway. So yeah, I think Reason just trying to take Legion Ancients as well. Like you're fighting against uphill, and then obviously the TP's coming as well. It's just a little bit of a bad position to fight, but and also just good rotations as well. And it just goes back to obviously Malakin actually probably being a good carry pickup here as well because he's getting involved in these team fights, and as he should. He's 420 GPM right now, and farming a little bit more faster than the Dampy, which is a little bit surprising to me, actually.
Well, yeah, Nullstone also did a very good job there not manning down. A lot of teams could have, you know, they saw them coming in on three or four different heroes. They could have easily tried to run away and be scared, and that would have been stolen by Dampy as a result. But actually, Warbeast bottom lane, Eruption comes out, Glacial down for as well. Warbeast melts before even pressing that R button. So yeah, big kill coming out from our Legion team. There wasn't even a portal kill on Magnus. He's going to pick it up now, however, as that gives him enough gold. But yeah, good job not backing down. They get the kill there. However, top tower kill is pushed in. Dampier going to port with him forward to the middle lane, as they will deny it. Bubbles, they know he's there now. They saw the auto attack come out. There's the jump from Dampier. The terrorize used, and the nom 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 to finish him off. The consume, as it's also called. I usually do that with Devour. Now I think about it, but Dampier is going to be nom 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 as well. Bites him. Anyways, heals went up as a result too, and you know he does have those 3 charges here, of course, so also worth noting. But yeah, good kill on him, and he's getting close to that Grimoire power now. We're only 12.5 minutes in, so actually, you know, despite not being able to work with a heavily stacked jungle and whatnot, Dampier's farm is actually pretty impressive in the end.
Yeah, I think it's because he's farmed really well in the lane, but also he's found a couple of hero kills as well. 2 1-on-1, it's not a lot, but he has been able to sort of find them, and as a result, able to boost up his GPM quite a bit. Oh,
Tempest is trying to get away this whole time. He will eventually get picked off. In the meantime, that's the Illusion Tempest, so not the biggest deal, as that's also going to be killed off. But yeah, Tempest, he was at the observatory. I think he was trying to scout with the Illusions and just simply got caught by Glacius and Solstice and eventually burnt down. So good catch by Nullstone right there. As now Malakin going to finish off the rest of the Ancients. Working towards an Insanitarius. By the way, Solstice also finishes his Insanitarius here. You like that choice?
Yeah, overall bottom lane Warbeast.
Oh yeah, Warbeast actually. He's going to try to get away right here. Magnus will be able to chase him down. He has that portal key. Doesn't have a stun just up yet. Ro4 TP's out before he gets caught. And Warbeast will jet on out of there. So despite 4 heroes being here, I mean, sure they'll deny the tower, but they somehow do not kill either one in the end.
Yeah. Going back to the Solstice and Sanitarius picked up, I really do like it. Something that other Solstice players do. I know Zlapt is a firm believer in the portal key and sort of initiation sort of side of Solstice, but that's not really needed here. They've got Magnus and Bubbles, and I think Solstice will need to be one of those, adding a little bit more right-click potential outside of just the Malakin, and it's a good hero to be as well. We'll give him a last bit of tankiness as well to survive the burst from Dampier, and just an overall nice item for any kind of strength hero. Does give the ability sort of to carry, so yeah, good item.
Dampier has that Grimoire power being delivered here, so expect that farm even to shoot up a little bit more. Already farming about 475 gold per minute or so. Tempest, the Astrolabe, the of course, the Ring of Sorcery. It looks like he's going to be finishing Steam Boots here. We'll see if he prioritizes perhaps getting a Portal Key next in line or not. Now, I mean, I'm looking at this Legion team, and unless I'm mistaken, well, no, does Lunar Judgment? No, that is magic, I believe. So I don't think, or Malikan Fear, does that actually interrupt Shrunken Head? I don't.
I think it's physical. Yeah, I think it actually does go through.
Okay, it is
Yeah.
physical. Okay,
It's
so there
physical,
would be,
so
but that's can he get in range?
But
Would be the question.
I don't.
And whatnot.
I think the radius of the sort of possession, I think, is like 300 or 400. It's similar to sort of
400,
Legionnaire's
yeah.
Taunt. So I think it's the same as Legionnaire's Taunt. And Legionnaire, as long as you Tempest Hole on top of yourself, I don't think you could actually get it off. So like you'll be inside the Tempest Hole, for example,
Yeah.
if you do try and taunt him.
So it's an option, but it's not guaranteed.
Yeah, it's an option, but it's going to rely on if near miss plays. You have to hold on top of yourself.
Yeah.
Like if he like Tempest Holes like in front of himself, then you have a chance to sort of stun
Middle
behind
lane,
him.
middle lane, here we go, Eruption Channel. He will only stun Chipper, though. Tempest able to avoid it. Tempest wants an ultimate. He's going in, will he get it? Yes, on a couple of heroes. Glacius did not run in, though. She freezes Tempest, and down he goes. You can tell he was totally second-guessing himself, was near. He finally went for it, and it did not pay off. Nim4 is now also in trouble. She heals at the last second, but it doesn't matter. Eventually gets taken out. They did not have Warbies there. He is busy pushing the bottom tower, which he should honestly, well, I don't know. They don't have TPs, of course, so he's going to try to push it right here. But yeah, and near again, you could tell he was really wanting to get that ultimate off. He kind of been back and forth a couple times. By the time he did, it just did not work. Even if he managed to get it off on all heroes, I don't think there was really the follow up there, honestly. So as he gets the tower kill and he runs away.
Were you watching that?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, he's just like, I don't care.
Like, it was literally just right-clicking the tower. It was not afraid, and that's just really good play from Zane. Knowing exactly his limits, for example. He should be fine. Although Bubbles is still chasing.
Bubbles is
coming as well, actually. He might be in trouble.
Oh, now he might be in some trouble indeed. Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble. Look at that right click, though. Bubbles needs to be careful. Nymphora TP's in, and that will scare them off. It was just Nymphora. But they didn't know that necessarily, so they actually fall back. And now Nymphora, though, she is going to get caught. However, I think she should be fine in the end. Yes, she will.
Wow. Yeah, I think they're scared of what could have come, kind of thing. But
Quickly.
yeah, just going back to sort of the sort of strategy here from Reason, like it seems really strange because they're trying to get involved in team fights when Nullstone's heroes are so much better at fighting early and often. Like you have Reason, they're split pushing with Warbeast, which is he should do that. Like Warbeast doesn't offer anything really until he gets into the mid to late game with enough farm, but when they're trying to fight with really Tempest, that doesn't offer too much in terms of damage, and Dampier that dies before he can really offer anything either. It's really only the Chipper and Dampier really offering any kind of damage, but like Nullstone, they just have the clear better teamfight heroes, and yet Reason are still trying to go for these teamfights, and they keep on losing, and they really do need to adapt their strategy, I think. I mean, with the draft, they're almost forced to teamfight, but at the same time they can't because of this Warbeast kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of a difference between the strategy they need to play and the draft they have. But with that being said, I think they do need to start really thinking about whether they should be taking these team fights, because clearly Nullstone are not backing out of any kind of team fight. They want to go aggressive, they want to take team fights, and they're winning because of it. So Reason, they need to adapt their strategy, otherwise it's going to become too hard to really salvage this game, I think.
Well, yeah, so speaking about that, again, it goes back to kind of Tempest being a big part of those team fights, and so we were talking about earlier, Shrunken Head, it seems like it could be a very viable option on him. He picks up a Mystic Vestments right here. But do you think he should be getting that, or does he need a Portal Key? But Shrunken Head, you think? Yeah.
I think Shrunken Head is going to be a little bit more useful than a Portal Key, because if he gets a Portal Key, unless he lands a 5-man ultimate, then it's going to get stopped regardless. Whereas Shrunken Head, although he doesn't have the Portal Key, even if he lands 1 or 2 heroes in it, it's going to be better than landing 2 or 3 and it getting cancelled. So I think Shrunken Head should be prioritised over the Portal Key. And seeing as he's got the Astrolabe first as well, if you've got to go Portal Key, you want to sort of have the surprise factor, get a first kill off, but he's not going to get that anymore. So Shrunken Head should be on the list right now. You can get Portal Key after, but I think Shrunken Head is a lot more useful now.
Yeah. As 5, they're going to push this top tower is Nullstone. You see the vulnerability pops out, but shortly after, going to be killed off. Now here comes the counter push from Reason Gaming, both in the middle and the bottom lane. Warbeast pushing all the way to the base. In fact, middle lane, they're not going to necessarily get it. Now, they knew a couple of players had fallen back, so they are not going to overstep their boundaries. And Reason Gaming not giving them a chance to counterplay. So, it's a give and take right there. With the way things were shaping up, it's understandable why they decided to fall back. But they do lose that secondary tower for in a sense, nothing there, as the bottom tower was already killed. So we get some damage on the middle, and it's going to end up falling here at least.
It's the right decision though from Reason, because like they don't have the ability to take these team fights though. Like I said before, they need to sort of switch up the strategy, and if they try to defend that tier tower or the tower's top, I think they would have lost and lost the tower. Lost the team fight and would have been in an even worse position. I think if this was me, if I was going to be, say, the captain of Reason, I think they need to make plays with Dampier and Chipper, and then split push with Warbeast while Tempest farms his Shrunken Head. And then maybe when they get that, then they can start taking team fights. But
Tempest caught all alone in the jungle. He goes down. Rocket Barrage actually bubbles to the face. But it doesn't matter there. Obviously too late. In fact, yeah, Chipper needs to make sure to get out of range himself, which he does. Here comes a TP front of Fora. Are they going bottom? Yes, they are. They're going to try to join Warbeast down here, at least set up some counterplay on a Magnus. Hides in the steam batch. Do they have any kind of dust? They don't. Not necessarily, though. As Magnus trying to get away right here. He's heavily slow by the tar toss, but now here comes some more counterplay. Solstice, uh-oh. Oh, God.
Lovely.
It's going to cancel right there. Beautiful line of sight coming out from Warbeast. The rocket, actually, he will pour it out as well. That was crazy.
So nice
yeah.
play, man.
That's not an easy rocket to land.
No, that was really, really nice. And I think he would have died without that. So, yeah, really nice play there from Embrain. Warbeast now has his Shrunken Head as well, so his split pushing potential should be completely fine, because I don't think there's anything that can cancel it outside of maybe a Malakan ulti. But yeah, it should be fine. But yeah, like, they need that Shrunken Head on Tempest though, because without that I don't think they can take team fights, because he's dying, if not getting his ultimates cancelled by one of the other. From like Magnus or Glacius, for example. So, yep, they need to make space, and I think they can do that, though. They've got Nymphora, Chipper, and Dampier with a portal key, as well as Chipper with a portal key. They can make space with those three heroes, while Warbeast, tries to create space by split pushing, and Tempest just needs to farm that Shrunken Head, because without that, I don't think they can really take teamfight engagements, because Nullstone, they're too strong in this sort of mid game. Like the Magnus and Bubbles are offering far too much in terms of utility and damage, and Malakin's closing in on a Shrunken Head as well. But yeah, Solstice actually picked up a portal key as well, which I think makes sense because
Dampier? No, he's going to be... no, they're chasing. They're chasing, actually. Dampier's in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have Kelfield. That could be the big difference maker. In fact, Dampier going back, and oh my god, Bubbles melts right there. Dampier showing his turn power. He's going to go for the TP. Do they have any TP? Oh, nice stun. He needs to get Nymphora! No, he went away from Nymphora. She tried so hard to save him, but he goes back in. Are you kidding me? He will fall the end. He takes out another casualty, though, in Glacius. So I guess he gets somebody at least again, but... oh, that was so close to being a huge play from Nymphora right there, especially. But he's not able to get close enough. But again, at least he got another kill before he does fall there. And his teammates are taking Conqueror, actually. And Warbeast with a double damage rune.
Space created, man.
Yeah.
Space created. And then this was the original thought, though, I think, for Reason. They wanted to make sure that they had a team that can really control the Congo pit and really can take advantage of the token, and they're going to get spotted out now, but it's already too late. And just again, like, this is the reason I'm used to seeing. They always have great trades, even if something goes bad. They make good plays, and they actually put on the token on Tempest, which actually I think it makes the most amount of sense, honestly, because I think now he can sort of be up in the front ground, and he doesn't have to use the ulti.
Or he's going to die right away with it.
Oh no!
Look at Bubbles. Oh, he was checking to see if they left it there for Dampier. They did not, though. But now Tempest in trouble. He's going to get caught, and he's going to use it right away. Yeah, I don't know why he was farming the middle like that by himself, honestly. However, here comes the counterplay. Malakin! He's in a lot of trouble. He pops ulti. It doesn't matter, though. The damage too much. Tempest, of course, assisting right there as it comes back up. So, sure, token used, but hey, I guess in the end it kind of worked out. They get a counter kill onto Malakin.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of, although it was kind of bad that he got picked off, but I think that's kind of what I was talking about, though. Like, he could sort of stand up at the front ground, and if they do go on him, then he can come back up with his ultimate, and most likely Nelson would have had to commit quite a bit to sort of kill him because he's got Astrolabe. But yeah, and now Reason, they're delaying the game, and I think that's what they somewhat need to do. They've got Warbeast, Dampier, and Tempest, which all three together, I think they're going to offer a little bit more in terms of the late game. Like Malakin and Solstice, they have they have good late game, but when you're fighting against Tempest in the late game, it's just so strong, honestly. And they don't really have any way to really deal with it. Like when Tempest picks up that Shrunken Head, there's nothing they can cancel it outside of obviously Malakin and very, very rare circumstances, which I don't think that's going to really come into effect. So yeah, I think Reason they're doing the right thing, trying to create as much space to sort of delay the game, and they're doing it well.
Nymphora now. I will say this too, with how comfortable Chaoli, aka TPS Prices, is on this hero and Nymphora, I see him constantly using every ulti cooldown, not only to set up ganks perhaps, but to just ward. And he does another example right here of this bottom lane. Now, I think he was spotted doing this one, so you can kind of tell they're hanging around. I think they might have a Rev 1 on the courier. Yeah, they do have one on the courier, so this one will be spotted. And so as I say that, it's unfortunate that this one gets caught, and it's going to be counter-warded here. But the point is, he constantly is doing that, and that's giving them some very aggressive wards to work with and plenty of good information.
Yeah. It's true, and it's something that I can relate to as well. When you play a support, like, you obviously want to get those aggressive wards off because they're the ones that offer you so much more information than the regular ward spots because, they're the ones that are harder to place. Like, whenever you try and ward, obviously, you have to assume that the enemy has wards as well. And so, to try and get off deep wards, you have to run past their own wards, and then, it's obvious. Whereas in Ro4, if you use that ultimate cooldown, then you can get off deep wards that offer so much information, which allows Reason to really play around and really have good, efficient trades that I've talked about so much. Like, it all comes back to information, and that only comes from rewards, for example. And like you said, although it did get countered, I really do like the way that Charlie plays in M4, not only through ganks, but through vision as well.
Chipper. Now, Chipper's almost... I feel like Chipper's been kind of quiet in the sense of an active Chipper. Now, 2, 3, and 4, so clearly has been involved, but he is working towards that Staff of the Master, and cleaning up a little bit more right there, so I don't know if he has the third and might be able to purchase fourth. I still think he needs 2,000 gold before he's going to be able to finish that Staff for the Master, but, hope for reason's sake that does come sooner or later for them, sooner than later, and of course the more levels he gets, that focus buff are going to be maxed out, and even the level 3 chainsaw is pretty powerful. He's pushing back in on the bottom lane. He needs to be very careful with that, though. As you can see on the mini-map, look at Bubbles. He's trying to get this Chipper. He's porting out. It's not going to happen, though. Good attempt, but gets away in the end. How's Solstice been doing, by the way? Oh, by the way, I love this change they added on the quality of life changes. Actually, the Ancients, are they going to go for this War Beast here? They're being very patient with this. He used his Illuminati here to scout it out. I know. Luminescence. Anyways, but so they're not going to be able to go in time, though. But as I was saying, the quality of life change, the Shrunken Head now shows the charges on it.
Yeah.
In the
for
inventory.
us casters, it's
thank God. Yeah. So I'd have to look it up every time. It's just a quick glance.
All they need to do now, right, is being able to sort of check items from Parasite when he's invested in a creep, and then us as casters, man, would be luxurious. Would be Gucci.
Of course. We see. But yeah. Anyways, going back to Solstice. Again, he got the Shrunken Head on top of the Insanitarius and Portal Key, so what you got has been doing pretty solid all throughout. Malakin has not necessarily excelled here. Beaverbanger is sitting around 425. Gorkman obviously impressive, but hasn't been, again, it's been kind of tapered at this point for a bit. We'll see if he can find that room to start to really excel with it, but still sitting on the holy trinity of items for the time being. Of that Shrunken, Whispering Helmet, and Sanitarius here. Tempest, by the way, did choose to go Portal Key over prioritizing the Shrunken Head, so...
I mean, I guess it's okay, because obviously, for example, if he does somehow land like a 5-man Tempest helmet, then it's going to be good, put simply, and also allows him to have some kind of catch potential as well, helps out in terms of ganks. But I still think if he has a Shrunken Head, like, there's nothing that can cancel it, and that should not be underemphasized, honestly. Like, that's I think the reason why they've been playing so passive. They've been trying to being able to take team fights eventually, and trying to delay the game as much as possible. But it will be good, like I said, for ganks and sort of for extra farming purposes. But it does delay the Shrunken Head by quite a bit.
Yeah. So 28.5 minutes in now. Again, this continues to be a pretty intense game number 3, as expected, between these two teams. Both teams trying to move on to the winner bracket finals. Recent Gaming looking for yet another rematch against Sync Esports. Nullstone, though, they're trying to make their first winner bracket finals ever. And right now, both teams really competing like they really wanted. That is for sure. So, Tempest, he has another 1,600 gold saved up. So again, working towards a Shrunken Head, but still has a ways to go now. It's prioritizing that Portal Key first. Brutalizer finished on a War Beast, by the way, with that Shrunken Head and Abyssal Skull himself. A lot of Shrunkens in general. I'm realizing more and more. I guess it's only 4 in total, so not a whole lot, but just on a couple of heroes happen to be talking about there. Look at Magnus. Holy crap. Portal Key Tablet, and another 4,000 gold saved up for Fuzzy Sloth. Yeah, he had a great start to this game.
I think Sheepstick would be really, really useful here, because of like whenever you have the ability to blink hex someone instantly, it's so godly. For example, and give them a ways to actually deal with these shrunken heads now from Dampier as well, because I think they easily have the burst, so it sort of negates the shrunken heads from both Warbeast and Dampier, and again offers them even more sort of gank potential and sort of catch as well. So I think that's what he'll go for. I don't see what else he would maybe think. I mean, maybe he might go for a Frostfield plate, but I think in terms of what he needs now, I think Sheepstick would offer just a bit more.
Yeah. So again, pulling up that gold, very likely going to be the case. Keep an eye on, though, the inventory and see what he right-clicks here in the end. Malakin falling back before he overcommitted, and again for good reason to look at the minimap. You had Reason Gaming setting up. They got the staff on Shipper. Tempest with that portal key. He was ready to jump in as well. So playing it safe right there. Not getting caught. You can tell Solstice using that W of his illuminate now that it's the daytime, but scouting out with it. And for TP, I hear it. Yeah, top lane, but no. Trying to go for maybe Bubbles, but he had already fallen back. Not going to be able to catch him. Bubbles is working on that Storm Spirit, as we see. Trying to get that pick up before the fight happens.
Really nice pick off, because Dampier can just blow someone up along with Side Chipper as well. So if he has the ability to sort of just Storm Spirit someone, just a nice counter initiation factor. Always good. And although it's probably a small factor, but it gives him ability to stop TPs as well. And obviously, if he's going to try and kill or stop any split push, obviously he's going to jump in with Kelpfield, and then he's got to sort of cancel TPs. But with the Storm Spirit, it'll give him another way of actually cancelling TPs, which is it's a small factor, but I think it might even come into play because obviously you've got Warbeast and Dampier, that are all great split pushes. So.
Speaking of Dampier, 4,000 more gold saved up, so we're getting to that point again. He's got just 3 items, his core in a sense, with that Portal Key Shrunken and Grimoire. Now it's more the luxury style for him. We've seen different routes from something like the Assassin Shot into Genjiro into a Wingbow, and it looks like he does get the Dancing Blade, so very likely going to be a Wingbow is the option here.
Good juror, I guess, as well.
Top lane, Warbeast. Oh, he got jumped on first, and now he's turning it on to Solstice with the Shrunken and popped. But in the end, not going to commit to anything, and will just fall back as well. So yeah, that was a jump on him first, but no one dying. But yeah, so go in the Wingbow.
Yeah, I think it's I don't think it's going to be Gunjuro, because I think he needs something that sort of sit up there and take damage in the fights as well. Gunjuro is good for mobility, but he's got the portal key for that anyway. And Wingbow is going to be really, really useful against Malakin as well, because he's nowhere near a savage. So got to be a nice timing in team fights as well.
Top lane, you see Magnus going to get out of there before he gets caught, pushing up pretty far. Again, he's still working on finishing that Sheepstick of his. He just got the Blessed Orb, needs both the Acolyte Staff and the Mana Tube now. Has enough for the Acolyte Staff, so really the cheapest parts all he has left. So getting very close now to finishing that off. Solstice, he's going to scout things out up here. Again, using that W of his to get some good vision. See what's going on, and we'll finish off a couple of the elementals before they despawn. That Shrunken Head on Tempest, it's still in the works. I mean, 2,700 gold, he's getting there, but still needs a little bit more time. But really, I mean, this game's going to change, though, when he gets that Shrunken Head. Because, again, it goes back to that they only have that one stopper in Malakin, and it's definitely not a guaranteed stopper by any means.
I don't think it'll even come into effect, really. The only way that could really happen, I think, in reality, is if Malakin had a portal key, and he's not going to go portal key this game.
And that's if he waits for Tempest to initiate too.
Exactly, it's just not going to happen. So Shrunken Head is going to be a free Tempest Black, Tempest Ultimate, and that's just going to do so much work, honestly. And it's going to most likely going to come out at the same time where Dampier has his Wingbow, and when that happens, then Malakin's going to do very little against Dampier, and then plus you have the lockdown from Tempest with a portal key as well. I mean, reason the last, in the mid game, they were taking team fights and they were losing because of just the amount of work that Magnus and Bubbles were doing. But after these Shrunken Heads, they're going to offer very, very little, and this is where Reason's timing can really come to fruition.
Now, not only would it be cool to see Tempest get a 5-man ultimate, just because Spectre, that's always awesome. But again, with the new flash sales, guys, one of the things is if Tempest gets a 5-man ultimate. The whole team, then actually all Tempest avatars go on sale for the next 30 minutes at 40% off on gold coin cost. So we want a 5-man Tempest ultimate. It's basically what that comes down to for many reasons. Many more reasons now, even with the new flash shields that we got going on. So, in that sense, these flash shields are dangerous, man, because they're going to make us biased casters here. Damn it, get a 5-man Tempest ultimate.
I mean, although I'd love to see one, I don't think we're going to see one though. Like they've got Solstice who's going to sit in the back.
Yeah,
Most likely
obviously. No,
I mean, who knows though? Obviously, like I mean, it's
that's why it's such a big reward, because the chances of it is pretty damn little. But hey, we've seen it before. We definitely have.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Wingbow just finished on Dampier. Not sure. I didn't catch anything at least, so not sure what Embry's referring to.
Mind games.
Perhaps that's all it is. Just getting him to talk, getting him thinking about life. What's going on? I hear. Oh no, never mind. I thought I heard him TPing, but making a big play. Of course he did. Always. So again, the Shrunken Head. He's 3,400 gold right here, just about. So 500 gold away from finishing that Shrunken Head. And like we keep going back to, as soon as he gets that, this game is just going to totally change. As far as any chances that Null's, I mean, they still have chances, but it just got a lot more difficult. Now you look at what they're doing here. Boy, oh boy, they are looking for an opening. They're going to find Nymphora. Maybe Solstice, he gets exposed. He jumps on an Nymphora. Will they go too deep? Those the question. Nymphora puts a stun out. Couldn't survive initially. Somehow still alive even. Finally goes down. That was a tanky Nymphora, man. But does get picked off. They all used a Veiled Rot to get that kill, to be fair. But still, it is a kill. Now they're gonna try to try to clear out around the Conqueror pit. They're gonna maybe get this bottom secondary here. Tempest, there we go though. He's got the Shrunken Head now.
Wingbow and Dampier as well.
Yep.
Perfect timing. They want to take a team fight now.
This is most certainly a better time than ever for a recent game to really start to make something happen. Again, you look at the overall golden experience difference. It is very even. It continues to be that way. Only a 2,000 golden experience lead really for a recent game, and at 36 minutes in, that's practically nothing. So that's just shows you where we're at. I
mean, although obviously they've got Malakun and Solstice here on Nolson, and yeah, they are going to dish out quite a bit of damage. I think the team fights are gonna just, as long as everyone plays, good, and both teams are, no one makes like a misplay. I still think it's gonna be in favor of Reason Gaming, and I think if Nullstone do want to compete in these team fights, I think Malakun just needs to be higher GPM. Honestly, like he's got, Shrunken Souls Ball working, which is good and all, but I don't think it's gonna cut it, honestly. And now they're fighting in the Congo pit, where it's just so much advantageous for Hellborn. Obviously, they've got the Hellborn advantage, but they've got great Congo fighters as well. Like they've got Tempest, which is perfect for any kind of choke holds, for example, as well as Shipper, and that looks like they're going to try and take a fight right now.
They're interested. I mean, obviously they don't want to give up a Conquer kill by any means, but it's a tough spot. And here we go. Tempest jumps in initially on Malakun, actually. There's a counterplay on Tempest. Tempest being locked down, actually. He's in a lot of trouble. Sheepson comes out. Tempest going to end up falling right here, so no ultimate's going to be coming up for him, and Malakun also falling, and Malakun will go down, so really not the biggest deal in the world. Solstice, he's also going to go down. They used a lot to kill that Tempest, so they killed him, but it does come at a cost. Two heroes are dead. Magnus, he's still hanging around, though, wants to steal it. So does Bubbles. Is he going to be able to? It's going to be close. No, he cannot. Dampier. Now, he terrorized as soon as he fell.
Really well played.
That was.
Really well played there. From my boy. Oh, man, I can't. There's been a couple of times where I've lost games because my carry doesn't do that, but that's really well played there from my boy. So, really well played. But again, I think honestly, Nullstone, that probably was one of the best team fights they could have took, because they killed the Tempest without him ulting. But the Damperian will be. They're at a position now where they're doing too much work, they're doing too much damage, and like I said, Nullstone, I don't think they have the farm on Malakun to really compete.
Yeah, Malakun, he is back up. They jump on a Dampier right here. Dampier healing up, though. Malakun, the burst is really pops the Storm Spirit, not going to matter. He goes down again. He does have his second and final buyback. Will he use it? Hasn't used it just yet. They do kill Dampier, going to force that token, and now he goes on to Solstice in the background. Solstice, he's about half-life currently, needing to fall back to base as he does. So Malakun does not use his second buyback despite having it. It's not necessary, so that's good for them in the end. At least able to save that.
Yeah, Reason might still push it though. They still have 10% ultimate, and 5 is still up. Maybe try and force the buyback if nothing else.
Yeah. Got right here. I mean, they're still hanging around, definitely. Dampier going to push out the creep wave a little more. I mean, the tower is so close to being dead. Probably going to fall right here, actually. Yeah, they'll just deny again. Not the biggest deal in the world. Tower's dead. That's what matters here for the Legion's side. They're going to stun Solstice. Solstice, he's being caught on by Dampier again. The Storm Spirit comes out trying to save the day. The Tempest ultimate, though. It catches both him and Bubbles. And Bubbles also going to fall to... not going to matter with the takeover. Meanwhile, off to the side, actually, Magnus. He almost got caught by Chipper right there. But now the racks are going to go down. So Malakin ends up not buying back. Here we go. Magma stuns him with the Eruption, but again, it's just delaying a little bit longer. With no buyback on Malakin, they're not going to win these fights here. He finally resurrects. He comes in. They kill him in the racks. Can he make something happen? Solstice ports in. Immediately gets locked down. But here we go with Malakin, though. He has an ulti form. He's going to pop it right there. Dampier will fall. Tempest in trouble. He goes down. Warby's now in trouble. He's going to run away with that ulti form. Has a shuriken it up, not for long though. It goes off right there. Magma stuns in, and Zane is also going to be picked off in the end. The patience, well, I guess it pays off right there for Nullstone, and in some sense at least. They used a lot of buybacks though overall.
Yeah, that's the one
melee
issue.
racks.
I mean, I think they have to try and get at least something here. Dampier will have a buyback, but Tempest and oh my god, Chipper.
Are you serious? Yep, he's gonna get the kill.
That's a
What
big
a
kill
play.
actually. I think if he doesn't kill Magnus, they could even potentially get Rex because they would be fighting 3v5, but now it's going to be 3v4 because Dampier still has a buyback, whereas Warbeast and Tempest doesn't, and 3v4 obviously is a lot easier to fight than 3v5, so big play there from Embrae, and I think they should be able to defend the Rex because of it actually.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the background, Solstice jumps in and four's picked off, so a little bit of something there. You do see the buybacks coming out, though, including that Dampier with Chipper also being there, so enough to scare them off at least, and yeah, easily defend their base. So it goes back to Nullstone. They really kind of needed something out of that. Well, they end up even losing a Magnus on the way there, only to get into for a kill. So really not the biggest deal in the world. That,
yeah, so
reason lost the last fight.
So now for Nullstone, like the later this goes on, the worse it's going to get. They use both buybacks and Solstice, only one for Malakin, and the last team fight they lost, and I think that's going to be the same story from now on as well. Dampier, Warbeast, and Tempest is offering too much into the late game. So let's talk about how they could actually potentially win this. I think if they have to take a team fight that is completely in their advantage. And I think that only comes from 5-man smoke ganks, honestly. They're not going to win up an equal 5-on-5 engagements. So really sort of keep on farming, I don't think is the way forward because they don't have the late game. If they could perhaps try and start a team fight or an engagement without maybe the Dampier or the Tempest, that would be very on favourable terms. But that could only really come if they use the mushroom gank, as they say.
Yeah.
And if that's going to happen, they need to push out lanes and try and find reason in the jungle unexpected or on surprise. But it looks like Nullstone are just happy to sort of sit back and farm so far anyway. And I just don't think this is the way forward, honestly.
Top lane, Bubbles. That's a real Bubbles right here. He's kind of hanging out. Hellhound's going to scout him, and he has no clue he's seen right here. Joel Simon gets picked off. Yeah, he thought he was being sneaky right there, but the Hellhound, good job by Zane. Microing that Hellhound, scouting out with it, and sure enough, results in a kill on a Bubbles. So, Bubbles currently doesn't have a buyback, actually. A great token right there. So, I got to think he's somewhat close, but I don't know if he's going to be able to get the gold for it. By the time they push in, now 45 seconds remaining on the resurrection. They're going to go top. I mean, Nullstone, what do they do? I mean, they're counter-pushing bottom, I guess.
They can't take a team fight 5-on-5,
yeah.
So trying to take a 5v4 is not going to be... They have to try and split push. They're going to lose Rax top, but if they could somehow trade, this would be very much in favour of Milestone Gaming. But there is a TP on...
Look at how fast they killed on Reason, man.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. With those red hands, I mean, Warbeast in general. You see the shuriken get popped by Dampier. I don't know if that was a misclick or just a preemptive just in case, but they clear both the racks. So the towers kill, but it's like, yeah, that's not really a big deal. Reason Gaming very satisfied with that exchange right there. It does go back to, though, you're right. What could have Nullstone done in the end?
Yeah, they couldn't defend. So, I mean, I'm wondering if they should have just kept on pushing bot. I mean, I guess they were fighting potentially against an Infora TP in from everyone else, so I guess it's the safe place to go back. But I think in this situation, going or playing safe is not the way forward because at the end of the day, you're losing the late game and you're losing the last couple of engagements. You have to take risks because just playing it safe or playing it normally is not going to win you the game, unfortunately.
Absolutely.
They have to make those YOLO plays, Breaky.
When you're in this spot, you most certainly do. Again, the goal difference and experience difference does not justify how big of a lead Reason Gaming really has right now.
Exactly.
And usually that is the case of buyback situation especially, and that's the case here. Of course, on top of racks on top of that. So, yeah, the middle and top already being taken out in favor of Reason, where Nullstone doesn't have any sets of racks yet themselves. So, yeah, Reason Gaming really is in a very, very good spot. So that goes back to the YOLO-esque play going to be needing to happen here from Nullstone Gaming. Will that happen here shortly? It looks like they're trying to set up for something, but guess what? The Hellhound's like, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah.
I see all of
Really
you.
well played from Zane. I mean, the one other play, I mean, if they want to sort of sit back and farm, which obviously Reason isn't allowing them to do so, but if they had a bit more time, they could maybe try and farm up a Doombringer or Malakun to try and get him over the edge in terms of actually effectiveness in these team fights. But I don't think he's even going to have the time to farm a Doombringer, so that's going to be out of the question.
Yeah, Rocket Barrage, everyone going to dodge that one, but doesn't really matter right there. So, yeah, here we go. Reason Gaming. Are they going to push it down? You see the Frost of Skull on Dampier now, by the way. 3,100 life on him, as well as being a very hard hitter. Both in the... That's the thing with Dampier. Not only is his right click's actually pretty damn strong right now with the wing bow and attack speed and everything, but, oh, by the way, he's doing a lot of magic damage on top of that all, especially with that ultimate if it's consumed with the 3 charges. I mean, that's ridiculous damage. Was it 400 plus every essence applies plus 75, so real quick, 225. That's 625 plus damage. Or magic damage that he's doing when he presses R. On top of the Grimoire 50% buff, so yeah, it's even more. So
for Nullstone here, what they need to do is, I think they need to sort of try and counter push as much as possible, try and spam out the wave, and try and force a bad engagement. The Storm Spirit from Bubble, so if they do go overextend over maybe the Malakun or the Solstice, they have ways to counter initiate and try and almost bait out an overextension from Reason Gaming. But outside of that, I guess they just got to hope that Reason misplay in this team fight, because I don't see them. I don't see Reason losing unless they misplay in this team fight right now.
46 minutes into this game right now. Again, Reason Gaming, they're playing it very, very safe. They know how important this is on the line. Look at Magnus, though. Now, he's doing a pretty good job right here, setting up a kind of a flank position, trying to catch them off guard, but no, never mind. Going to be foiled. It wasn't comfortable enough with it. And he ports back to base before they catch him. So Reason Gaming doing a lot of the... It's not the most sexiest to watch or entertaining necessarily, but it's what's necessary to really secure a victory. And that's just let the creeps do their thing in the other lanes. Wait for that opportunity that's inevitably going to come from Nullstone of maybe getting 1 or 2 players by themselves and then eventually going from there. Or just wait for Conquer.
Yeah, they can just wait for Conquer as well. Like, they don't really need to push this, really. And I think if they do wait for Congo, I think they could actually sell or drop the portal key from Dampier and give him the token and just let him right click onto the tower and let Nullstone go on them. Because if they do, then they can just counter initiate with Tempest ultimate and go from there, really.
Yeah.
But, yeah. They're in no rush, obviously. Like, this game is a very big game, as you said.
I'm a little surprised, almost disappointed that we haven't really seen him pick up those hatchets that he's so well known for. Maybe it's a different name brought just a different style too.
Maybe he actually wants to win some games, so he stopped trolling most.
No, yeah, maybe. Might have something to do with it. Anyways, he's cleaning out the bottom lane again. His farm, obviously, it's not really showing in his items necessarily, but overall, he's spending a lot of wards. Of course, he has the bound eye though.
Yeah, I mean, most supports you don't see their impact by what they have. That's what they do.
Other than
in the early game. Other than Insania, but
someone manages to get like a codex at 20 minutes into the game. I'm losing my voice here, man.
So am I, actually. Even though I don't really have an excuse.
Could come to a close here in the near future, as here we go with the 3rd Conqueror kill. That means Bananas on top of the token. Token picked up by Dampier, and Bananas picked up by Tempest. Okay.
And he does drop the portal key, as expected. Yeah, it gives him a sieging mechanic, which I think is the biggest thing here. And they give Bananas to Chipper. Yeah, I think that's fine. I probably would have maybe preferred the Wall Beast, but I guess after the ultimate's done, he doesn't offer too much, I guess, whereas Chipper can get bursted down and offer maybe some more. So
yeah,
makes sense. I mean, the biggest thing is that they got token now on Dampier. It gives him ways to siege the base without getting spammed out from Malakun, for example.
Yeah, at the bottom push here now. Dampier, he's going to stand in front, of course, with that token. He's not really worried. Rift Shards purchased by Malakun. So that means he won't have a buyback, but again, it's a case of...
I don't think he had one before, though.
Oh, that's true, yeah. That might... well, he just bought Rift Shards. I think that
what rank is it, though?
It's rank 1, but still, that's, what, 2,600 gold in itself?
Yeah, but then he dies, and loses 600
that's
or so?
That's true. Would have been close. But anyways, point being, he's just like, screw it. Not even going to give it a shot.
Yeah. I mean, I think if he dies, the team fight's over anyway, really, so might as well go YOLO.
Rift Shards definitely gives a good potential. I mean, he's a hero that most certainly can hit it pretty hard and You know, that cleave sense with that ultimate form. So, but again, here we go. Just like a couple minutes ago, it's a case of let the middle and top lane push in. We'll just keep you occupied down here and eventually wait for that moment. That is bound to happen soon. Bubbles. Being Bubbles. Jumping in, acting like something's going to happen. But nope, just cleared out the creep wave and falling back before he could get caught. Instead, it'll be a lot more of static play coming out. Not much else to say. Magnus.
Yeah, I think actually Dempish should jump on Malik and try and bait out maybe a shrunken head or two, or even an eruption, and then just die with token, and then just go from there. I think because this creep wave is just getting exploded upon. I think Dempish needs to actually jump in, try and bait something out.
Magnus was seen right there. Yeah, he gets exposed, or maybe just wore off, but he goes out. So yeah, we'll see if they make a more progressive play. Magnus stuns in. Obviously, no follow-up though. And in the end, back to the tower he goes. So he's going to say, you know what, you need to make a decision now. You look at the top lane, it's being pushed in, so this is a good push right here from Recent Gaming. On the verge of mega creeps, you got to jump into the later here if you're Nullstone Gaming. It's that catch-22. I know it's not the person, but hey, the game's going to end if you don't do anything, so might as well try. Here we go. Bubbles in the background. Malekith does jump Dampier. Dampier's taking some good damage right here. It's not enough, though. Out comes the Tempest Ultimate just on top of Malekith, but it cannot be stopped, of course, with that shrunken head. Eruption counterplay coming in from Magnus. Dampier barely alive. He'll stay alive. And just as we expected, too much fighting power coming out from Recent Gaming. A hat trick for Imbo Boy to finish it off. And GG, well played. There we go. Recent Gaming going back to the winter bracket finals. And once again, they'll match up against Sync Esports. They're going to try for this time a victory here, of course, but congratulations to them. As far as Nullstone is concerned, they're going to drop down to the losers bracket, and they'll play in the later match later on tomorrow, that is. So, well, great series, though. Very good finish to what was entertaining game number 3, no doubt.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we can definitely safely assume now that Game 2 from Reason was a little bit of a tilt or a little bit of kind of a blip. Because in Game 3, although they perhaps took a couple of team fights, which I don't think they should have took, most notably, the team fight at the Ancients, they just didn't have the draft or didn't really have the right heroes or the right timings to really go for those team fights. But they backed off, knew exactly what they had to do to try and secure the game and secure the win. Backed off, got the farm on Tempest, split pushed and got a couple of kills with Dampier and did exactly what they had to do to sort of secure the game. And Nullstone, and it's one of those games where they have a good draft and they were taking those team fights as they should, but they couldn't really force any kind of objectives after those team fights. Like, they won the team fight at Ancients, but they didn't get anything much out of it. They tried to pick a draft that could really contest Congo, but they couldn't really do it. And at the end of the day, Reason just bowled through and took the win. And the better team won. I really have been really impressed actually from Reason. And I think if there's one team that's going to do it, take out Sync or even win Cycle, man, it could be Reason.
Yeah, I'll keep going back to. I mean, what a time to get hot for Recent Gaming as far as their success lately.
Yeah.
Looking very good in last cycle, despite of course dropping to Sync in the end. But even competed against them, very very strong. And here we are now in what is the final cycle and looking pretty good. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. I'm trying to set up an interview with Recent Gaming here because especially with the success last week, I want to get the chance to talk with them and see what's up here as far as how things have been going. Okay, let's see. It looks like I got one here. We got Nier from Recent Gaming as soon as he is ready to join us here. Answers that good old Skype call, so always play the waiting game. Nier, are you there?
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how's it going? How's it going, man?
It's going okay. Not impressed by my it's also a terrible performance by me though, but we carried it through.
Yeah, you were a pretty bad Tempest that game, not gonna lie. No, I'm just kidding.
I was 0-5 or something. It was terrible.
No, that was fun to
when
watch.
I had a whole opportunity, I didn't BKB or something, so it was not so good.
You got one at the end. You locked down Malikan really well at the end.
Yeah, true.
So,
I was just gonna go for it. So it was worth it though. If Malikan doesn't do damage, they don't have anything. So that's the plan.
There you go. Well, you do take the series, obviously, 2 games. So it was a very entertaining series overall. I mean, Nullstone, were there ever any doubts there, especially in that third game, that you might not have been taking it?
I I mean, I got a little concerned after we tried to stop American from farming ancients the first time, but hence after that we just outfarmed them with War Beast, farming their jungle, and then we farmed the entire map outside of that, so like our jungle and ancients. And we had their ancients blocked, so we knew that if we took it later, we would starve them out. I think we did that too.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
Definitely executed that correctly. So, we talk about a lot with you guys. How you're getting hot lately. You guys are this is the time to get hot. You're looking very good. Coming from the gold division a couple cycles ago, you then finished second last cycle. Obviously, you're looking good right here once again. Are things just clicking? I mean, what's the deal with your team right now?
Yeah, I think we're clicking, and we're finding. I mean, we didn't play a lot like 4 cycles ago, so three of us just came back to On, so we didn't have that much experience, and now we have played a lot. I mean, Swindlemans used to say that if you get 30 scrims under your belt, you're gonna be a good team. But I think I would like to rephrase that and say, when you get 30 tournament games under your belt, you're gonna be a good team. Because those games are like a lot better for you as a team, because you do everything you can to win. In scrims, it's a bit different. So.
Yeah, understandable. Different mentality in those scrims compared to the tournament matches. So, took a little bit of time, but yeah, especially with again getting dropped down to gold, and I'm sure that had to be discouraging. We saw that recently with BMG, how they did survive in the end, of course, but it's got to be a little bit discouraging. But hey, you guys made it out, and here you are looking strong once again. So you're going to be matched up against Sync Esports. That'll be next weekend now. And what is it, winter bracket finals again? Is this the time where you guys defeat them or what?
We're planning on it, of course. I mean, I hope so, because we're learning from the last couple of games against them, so we haven't had the pleasure to play them a lot. And yeah, I think we have some strategies in mind, but it's we have a week to adjust for it, so that's good.
What about the playoffs? Obviously, at this point, you're really kind of fighting for playoff seeding and whatnot, and moving forward here. Are you looking forward to the playoffs and the fan of the format and everything?
Oh yeah, of course. I don't know how long is it gonna last? Is it over like 2 weeks or 3 or a month?
I want to say 3 weeks in total, because it's each group. So like Group A will play the first week, Group B will play the second week, and then the third week is just the bracket stage. So I think it's 3 weeks in total. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I like them. I mean, I just watched how it's gonna work. I didn't know when to play. So yeah, but I definitely like them. It's gonna be fun, and I think we're very confident. Since Sync is the only team that we are struggling against at the moment, and they're not gonna be playing obviously. So. Yeah.
So you're confident against everyone else? Willowkeeper, Nullstone, BMG. You're feeling good against every other team?
Yeah. I don't think there's any team we fear in particular.
Dang, that trash talk! Shots fired.
No, that's just.
No, it's confidence.
We
it's
respect
good.
all teams. We're confident, but we don't think we're gonna drop to them. So I think we're gonna take it in the playoffs. Yeah.
Of course. Minnie, you have any questions here?
Yeah. What happened in game 2? Put simply, like it just seemed so unlike you guys. Like I've been watching you guys a bit. Like in game 1 and game 3, like your map movements, your everything just seemed to be on point. But game 2 just fell apart. It felt like.
Yeah, I mean we tried to go for kills, and we know Nullstone are so good at reacting to when you go for them near the towers, and we knew that we shouldn't do it. And I think I went for kill 3 times and died with Bray or in Bray, and with that with 2, it just didn't work out because we shouldn't have gone for those kills. I mean, Nullstone is a very passive team in even games, and they react really fast.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean, we just made some mistakes, so.
Yeah, as happens. Also, like, your behemoth keeps getting blind man. Like, please tell me. Please tell me why.
How frustrating is that?
Yeah.
It's a bit frustrating, but, I mean, they respect it, and they should, so. I understand it.
That must be a pretty good feeling, knowing that teams are banning a hero against you specifically. Just because they don't want you to play it. So.
Of course. I mean, that's always respect bans. But
so, one more question. What's more to be feared? Your behemoth or Charlie's Nymphora?
Oh, okay. That's a big one. I mean, I don't know. I think might be because of the initiation. But at the same time, Nymph is always so strong. And we're scaling it without mana. And we feel like that's a huge part of its huge success as well.
I was mentioning it on the cast that how like you get so many more kills that you normally wouldn't if you maxed out the grace of the nymph.
Exactly.
And, it's
when we do the nymph Jared too, if we win a fight, everyone's full HP as well. We just go push base. I think what we did the first game against BMG as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were a little surprised to see Nymphora not banned going to the second game, especially, let alone even the third game. So were you guys as well, or that's just whatever?
Yeah, I mean, Li was saying, okay, Nymph4 is going to be banned. What do we do then? But they didn't ban it, so he was so confident it's going to be banned.
Yeah, we
So
thought
I
it as
we
well.
all thought that too. Yeah.
But they didn't, and
But
go figure, they won that
they
second
don't.
game.
We just
so.
pick it up. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that pretty much comes to concludes though as far as what we had for you. I do got one more question though. So
Yeah.
I'm sure you know about the flash sales that are going on now that we're doing for starting with this cycle, and how people have a chance to get some gold percentage off of certain avatars depending on like certain things that happen within the game. One of the things happen to be whenever we do an interview, you then pick an avatar that you like that will then go on sale. So is there an
okay.
avatar in game, maybe a behemoth one, I don't know, but something that you would like to possibly see on sale for these guys?
I think there's a Behe avatar. I think it's the Minotaur Behe. I always win on that one. Every time I change it up, I lose.
Minotaur
But
Behe.
yeah, that's definitely that's my best avatar, or my favorite one.
Okay. Where's Minotaur Behe? This one.
I don't know if
Okay.
it's called the Minotaur Behe.
It is, yeah.
I'm not sure, but it's like big guy.
There we go, Minotaur Behe. I think so. Beef will get that set up right here. That's all good. Okay, so we're good. Okay, so yeah, there you go. That's going to be what is it? I think 30% according to the graphics. So that'll be 30% gold off for the next hour here, guys. Minotaur Behemoth, normally 390 gold, going to be 30% off. So there you go, all because of this guy. That's on our cast because of Nier being awesome. So, all right, Nier, that's going to pretty much wrap it up from our side, though. Any shout-outs you want to make? Anything else?
No. Shout out to the people watching and and my friends watching as well. That's it, I think. And my team, of course, and our sponsors in recent gaming. They're awesome.
How excited are you for the Super Bowl tomorrow?
Oh, I'm so excited that I don't have to play tomorw. It's gonna be awesome. So I can watch that.
Wait,
I said
you're
that before I
European,
went in.
though.
We have to win.
You're European.
Yeah, I sleep 3 hours and then I have to go to the university. So
Nice.
but it's worth it.
Cool. All right, yeah. Well, that should be good.
I hope Seattle takes a beating, but we'll see.
Dang, you're a Pats fan, I see.
No, I don't want them to win twice.
Anti-Seattle. Okay.
They beat my Eagles, so
Ah.
that's not good.
Gotcha. All right, Nier, I appreciate joining us, man. Good talk, and obviously best of luck to you guys in the future. I'm sure we'll talk again.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Was
Bye.
indeed. Bye. There we go. Nier joining us from Recent Gaming right there. Good guy. I don't know if we've ever actually interviewed him before, but good guy, and hey, respect the behemoth, man. Respect that damn behemoth. All right, so that is going to be ultimately it, guys. Again, I apologize. I kind of not really, though. I mean, I've been a little bit under the weather, and only so much I can do. I tried, grinded it out, so I think ultimately a successful day. That 7-hour cast, too. It's a little bit longer than usual, but hey, worth it. It's going to be back once again. That is going to be a conclusion, though, as far as our broadcast for today. So, Mini Maggot, any other final words you got?
No, just looking forward to tomorrow as well, man. There's some big games coming up tomorrow, and it's getting so exciting, isn't it? Really, like closing out all these matches, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Going to be fun. Tomorrow, now, just because of, I know we talk about this a lot, but especially tomorrow, man. I mean, these aren't updated just yet, but bear with it. The point being that first round losers bracket. Not often we get this good of a matchup in the first round of losers bracket, but we get one here. Bad Monkey Gaming versus Willowkeeper. That's something to look forward to. That'll be the first match tomorrow. Of course, Shrek is Love versus Prime Maker is also a solid matchup, but yeah, I think it's safe to say that BMG versus Willowkeeper, the intriguing one there, going to be looking forward to that one. So, and then the winners of those series will move on to play either Nullstone or Fresh, who will be in the bottom portion as well. So that'll start at 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 at Central European Time. Until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern, 1800 Central European Time. BMG versus Willowkeeper. Going to kick things off. Do not miss it. See you then.
I'm gonna kick in the face.
What the F? I wanted to own this game, and I want to play with MK.